Good morning, everyone. It is a bright and beautiful day. Welcome back to Wendy's Way. This is a typical summer day in Iowa. We're going to have temps in the 80s. It's going to be moderate humidity, which is never low humidity. But at least it's going to be moderate. And, a light breeze. No chance of rain probably until tomorrow. So I'm gonna catch you up on a few of the things that I'm growing. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna see if I can switch this around here. We'll try again. All right, I don't know if you remember, it was a week or two ago, I'll have to look and see, that I showed you the ground cherries I didn't think were gonna grow, grew. And, they were tiny enough that I put a couple of clusters in each bucket. Well, guess what? Even the birds like them. You can see the bird poop over there on my ground cherries. I have so many. I still have several plants on each side of the buckets. It has become time to do something with them. I'm either going to have to transfer them out into the garden or into the bed out there. There were 2 more buckets in here with some nice plants in it, but I have so many, I had to send some home with Dad so that he could grow some. And these are the only 2 that really didn't do so great. This one's still growing. The one that was here died, and I'm okay with that, y'all, because holy cow, look at how many. These aren't growing so big either, but I think they just really need to be transferred. And these little peppers that are still unidentified, they really, really are some slow growing peppers. But they're still green. And they're still growing. I think I don't think there was one here, was there? Must have had a single. Either that or somebody plucked it and ate it. Excuse me. But yeah, they're still growing. And when they get big enough to transfer out, we'll transfer them out. I have a feeling I'm not going to put up any more rain gutters. What won't fit comfortably in the garden bed that I have just outside the privacy fence will likely go into a 98-cent reusable fabric grocery bag and into a wading pool. And it'll work on the same theory. It holds, believe it or not, those disposable bags hold just as much potting mix as a 5-gallon bucket. And if I set them in a wading pool, or, some of them may even stay here in individual tubs, it works on the same premise as the rain gutter grow system. It just won't take up so much space and so much time and materials to put together. So, all right, I'm going to head out to the garden now, and I think you'll be surprised. I just realized I can't do a garden tour without taking you down the new steps. I'm just so delighted by the fact that I have steps to my garden now. Yes, I do. After my foot surgery, walking on this unlevel berm was not delightful. Especially when I'm lazy enough to make the trip in flip-flops. They're nice and cushy and they have a decent arch in them, but, they're just not supportive. So, here we are, first row. Purple Russian tomatoes. Look at how they're just, they're full. They're just silly full. To the point where, I felt it necessary to tie up these stems full of tomatoes. Because, wowzers. I mean, they're even filling up here. And they're growing so tall. Look at them. They're clear up above these trellises. I mean, way up there. So, wow. They're filling up. Top and bottom. They're just, Look at this. Isn't that just craziness? 2 great big branches full. 3. All on this one gangly plant. And these are the plants that look like they were, they were droopy. They still are. Look at these leaves. And they have more tomatoes on them than the other varieties of tomatoes. Over here, these purple potted pole beans, man, they grew and grew and grew, and then they bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. And they're finally putting on beans. Aren't those gorgeous? I haven't picked any yet. You know, they're really not that far along yet. But I'm excited to have them. I'm going to try possibly pickling them to see if they'll hold their color. At least one batch. Here we are again. Oh boy, that one grew so fast. It just blew its own little mind there. We had some really hot days. And I think they did better because I pruned them and they stayed cooler. Got the air through, but wow, look at the clusters of tomatoes. We are gonna have tomatoes, y'all. These cherry tomatoes, I got a great idea from Jeremiah and his daughter over at Roots and Refuge Farm. Roots and Refuge. These are yellow pear. And they dehydrate cherry tomatoes, you know, when they have whole bunches of them, more than, you know, you're going to eat on a salad or something like that. I mean, to us, they're kind of garden candy anyway. Looky there. This one is obviously not a yellow pear. I don't remember what I replaced over here, but it's got a good sized tomato on it. This one I thought was one of those purple Russians, but these plants don't look like purple Russian, do they? Maybe these are Dead Sunset. Bonnie's Best. I don't even remember. Beefsteak for all I know. They're tomatoes and I love them. This, I mean, good heavens, if I had a 10-foot trellis, they'd climb it. And I'd have to have a ladder to harvest them. I may have to anyway. These are lima beans, for heaven's sakes. And they finally have started blooming. And they're blooming everywhere. So I'm praying that we're going to have a whole bunch of lima beans. But look, you have purple potted pole beans vining out from one side. And you have lima beans vining out from the other side. And they're trying to create this trellis. So I'll put this one back over here. Those, oh yeah, whatever. I don't know where they're gonna go, but I'm just gonna let them. Oh, next row of tomatoes. Nope, did that one. Never mind. Peas. Yesterday, I harvested my first batch of peas. And there are still tons and tons of peas on. Oh, I wish these would stand up better, but you know, they're still growing. I just don't want them to fall down because they're so full. Anyway, they're packed full, and these are putting on some really nice, long, full pods. I mean, you know, I've had pods as long as my hand, and you know, at least a dozen big peas in each pod. Very impressed with those. I'll probably make a video with all the seeds that I got from Baker Creek and how well they're doing. Show the productivity in the plants. I think these are my dad's Sunset. And they might even ripen before the beefsteak that have been growing longer. They sure are beautiful. This one might be sunburned, Dad thought. I don't know. It's not doing well. It's kind of turning yellow, but it's got a bad spot in it. These are almost, you know, more yellow than green, but they're certainly not ripe yet. Those plants are full. This one's tipping over, but it's got, oh, holy cow. I hadn't even seen that one. Look at how big those are. This one too. Oh my. Jam-packed full. We're going to have a delightful bunch of tomatoes. Looks like my sign disappeared on these. I believe they're Bonnie Best. And they're filling up finally too. They were the last ones. Wow, looky there. Looky there. Now, like I said, I think I ended up with about 38 or so tomato plants. Every plant has tomatoes on it. Some just a couple, some a whole bunch. Gonna jump over here real quick too. These are the yellow butterwax beans. I've harvested them once already too. And I'll have photographs of those as well. They're growing really well. They're yummy, oh so yummy. We just steamed them, put a bit of butter and a bit of salt. These are my green beans. They're a bush bean. They're the Landreth stringless from Baker Creek. They'll be in on that video too with all the different seed varieties that I ordered and how well they're doing. I've harvested these twice. They're still full. I'm looking forward to more beans, more beans. All right, over here are the beefsteak. And like I say, the plants are just getting full, you know, top to bottom. I don't know how they hold them all. This one, I don't know. We may have found a tomato plant that only has blooms and no fruit. Could it be? Nope. There we are. It has fruit too. There it is. This one has some huge ones. I mean, okay, there's my hand. And there's more over here that are just about as big. This one has some, there's a hole in that one too. Something's going on out here. We'll have to figure it out. All right, this was the first one that came on, and it still is not turned. It's just getting bigger and bigger, sitting there in the crotch of the tree or the plant so it doesn't fall off. It has smaller ones on the top as well. Okay, and then we come to the spare plants. Polly's looking over them. She's more looking out into the yard, you know, going, yo, come on over and see. This one's packed full. Great big bunch there. More going that way. More there. You know, you get tired of looking at my tomatoes after a while, but, you know, these plants are just popping. They're just popping. None of them failed. Full. This one has big ones. Thinking it's another Dad's Sunset because they're looking a little bit more yellow than green. I'm very anxious for those. They're going to be orange. They're going to be low acid. All right, let's go around. Don't look at my weeds. I haven't trimmed weeds lately. I really need to. More cherry tomatoes. Look at these gorgeous clusters. Isn't that amazing and gorgeous? They're just, oh my goodness. I was telling you about Jess and his daughter dehydrating. Ooh. When tomato and loofah meet. Come on, loofah, you go that way. Loofah, go that way. These loofah gourds, you know, that didn't grow at first. Didn't at all. Stuck them away in the shed. Saw that they started to grow, pulled them out. Oh my heavenly days, they're even bigger, growing faster than the birdhouse gourds. They're all the way up and over the top of the trellis already. It's amazing. And their leaves are huge. Just huge. Oh, I hope they put on a lot of gourds. We'll see. Haven't seen any blooms yet, but then I don't know their pace and their style. Tomatoes, am I looking at them? It's hard to see through the screen in the bright sunlight. This one too. I mean, okay, here's the bucket. And it just goes, and it goes, and it goes. It's reaching out over there trying to find something else to grab a hold of because it's growing so silly fast. Oh yeah, I see some more ripe green beans, don't you? Yep. We're gonna have beans again for supper. Here's my spruce. Oh shoot, I didn't get that full enough, did I? I've gotten to the point where the hose isn't fast enough to fill the rain gutters. So I fill these tanks. There's one of those stupid little Japanese beetles. I fill these tanks and then I bucket from the tanks into the rain gutters, and it goes a lot faster. And then I just set a timer on the hose and let it bring the rainwater down from the catch. This, I don't know if you can see it. right there is a Japanese beetle. And if you think I'm going to pull him out of the water and save his life, you are sadly mistaken. Tomorrow I am expecting a delivery from Amazon and more Japanese beetle traps, the kind that we used last year. These beetles eat the leaves. Oh, they can just decimate your garden and your fruit trees especially. They really like fruit trees. And I just won't have it. There aren't very many here, but last week when I saw them the very first day, I went inside that very day and got some more traps coming because the traps work amazingly well. Alrighty, we're going to sneak through these peppers, show you what's coming on. This one's still, I think, just full of blooms. Most of them, if I take the time to look. Here we go. See the peppers coming? We have peppers on. Peppers on. Oh, I can't tell. You don't want to look at every plant with me, but we have peppers on. Oh yeah. We have peppers on. Punky butt. Yep, there's a couple mini schnauzers in our neighborhood. More peppers, more peppers. Every plant has a minimum of blossoms and a maximum of multiple peppers on. These 2 rows over here are all moderate to hot. Oh yeah, here we go. Peppers and more peppers. Yeah, baby. Give me some jalapeno. I do love some jalapeno. Weeding my garden. These are bell over here. And even this tiny little plant that doesn't look so great has a pepper on it. These that weren't doing so well because they were potted and repotted, they're blooming. And throw it on fruit. Monkey. Monkey. Come here, what are you doing? Oh yeah. Bell peppers. My imagination. I thought it looked like it was turning red on the bottom. It was the bucket reflection. Okay. These are all the habanero, and I don't expect them to bloom yet or to put on peppers quite yet because they're the slowest growing of the peppers that I've done. I probably should split out at least one. I've got 2 plants in each of those 3 pails, and I have an empty pail over here where I lost a pepper plant in one of the windstorms, so I might ought to pull one of them out of there right away. And this one, as of yet unidentified pepper plant, has bloom, so we'll know what it is someday. One more thing, well, at least one more thing. Birdhouse gourds. And yes, the birdhouse gourds have gone to the top of the trellis and they're growing beautifully and they're reaching out all over. They have done something that in the 2 years that I've been doing rain gutter gardening, I've never seen. Holy cow, we just filled these troughs last night and they're already empty. Hooey! This roots came all the way down through the bucket and out the net cup. And they're going end for end in the rain gutter, sucking up every bit of water and nutrients that they can get. I have never seen that before, where roots came out through the rain gutter and just kept growing. Typically, in a bucket, a plant will get root bound. It'll just circle and circle. I've never seen them go out the bottom before, but now we know. Birdhouse gourds have aggressive roots. Look at those stinkers. All right. Again, I haven't seen any blossoms yet, but that's okay, because I think we'll probably have enough produce to keep us busy before we need to be plucking these and hanging them out to dry. Apple tree is full. Hoping that we'll get rid of the Japanese beetles before they do much damage to my fruit trees. Anyhow, Apple tree is full. I don't know if my one dwarf pear actually lived to ripen. Still hanging there. That little stinker. Where is it? I can't see through the screen. It's up there. There it is. I think. Somewhere up there is a lonely pear. Anyhow. What a beautiful day. Okay. This is Wendy's way. This is her garden. And, oh man, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Look at that Kentucky coffee tree. It's been tiny for years. And now, ta-da, it's gonna grow. So, from me and my dogs that I call minions, and from Polly the propane tank, we do pray that the good Lord who blesses us each and every day of our lives blesses you as well, today and always. Amen.